All right, guys, we're back with more updates to my pin cabs upgrade progress, and I guess I'll go over a few things. Well, one, I actually have some, some actual side rails on there. I got used side rails, and another part in here that's used that you'll see soon enough that I finally, after almost 3 years, got around to getting for this cab, and I can't go back after having that, so it's awesome. We'll get into that in a bit, but you can see here my TV screen, I have it recessed a lot more in the front. I actually prefer it that way. I know that's not the norm, but I hate having it all the way up and then go down on a flat level. Yes, that looks kind of more like a normal pin cab, but honestly, I much prefer it like this. Mainly because the viewing angle of the screen is a hell of a lot better, at least for my particular screen. And on top of that, it just, I don't know, it gives it a little bit of depth, and I personally like it that way. I've always preferred it that way. And I don't know, it kind of matches up nicely, almost parallel with the sides. And so that's a couple of the changes there. I've got an actual tilt bob in there, but I just haven't wired it up yet. You could use that for if you want to shake the cab around. Honestly, my cab's so heavy, I don't know if I'll wind up ever actually using it. One other big difference here is, as you could probably have noticed, I don't have my ugly little blower fan chute in the bottom anymore. Yes, I've personally always hated the way that looked. I personally was never able to make it look really good. And I always wanted to try doing something different with that, because, R&R would have his set up down there, and his looked a lot nicer the way he had his done. And it works great down there. But a lot of other people will also have theirs up top, and I don't like having it there either. And I've seen some people have it with their in their back, like where their speakers are, sometimes putting fans in there. And I decided, you know what? Since I'm always making use of this extra space for, arcade controls and crap anyway, why not try putting the blower fan here? Like maybe create some kind of little, I don't know, vent or hole or something like that, and then just have it, blow from here instead. Like, that's perfect, for when you're actually playing, because you're looking down at the screen and it's going to blow up at you, and it's, it's not sticking out here. And it's not up there, and it's completely hidden except for, like, obviously the little hole that you're going to see there. But, I don't know, it works out well. And I mean, yeah, this is kind of just temporary, for now. But, I just have it strapped in. But, I just basically have the blower fan at the bottom, just temporarily held in, and then it's just mounted, and it just will blow up into the control panel. And, so far it seems to be working pretty well. So yeah, that's gonna be my new setup for my blower fan. I figured I'd try something a little different, and I'm going with it. So those are the big changes for now. Well, I guess the other significant change, I'll just have to transition into show you what I've got working now for that, with my new control panel for my pin cab and my arcade controls. Alright guys, it's been almost 3 years since I started this hobby, 3 years since I built this monstrosity, not knowing a damn thing about how to build cabinets, about pinball hardware, or about, the various different pinball systems. I basically liked Future Pinball, and I built this cabinet around that. And if you look at these pictures I'll show you here, you can see that my control panel, it's gone through a few revisions, and the fact that I had a control panel at all in a pin cab is considered, just heresy. It's just considered, you can't have that crap on a pinball cabinet. Well, screw you all, I don't care, I do what I want anyway. So anyways, well, I'm still continuing that trend, but you could see that back then I had my nice pointy corners, so thank God I didn't have the ambition to nudge this cabinet physically, because man, that would have been painful given how heavy this damn thing is. I would have had some pretty serious injuries, I think. So finally, I got around to purchasing and installing the first thing I highly recommend everyone get if you're ever going to consider building a pin cab. Before you build anything, the first thing you should get is a lockdown bar. And finally, the day has come. Yes, it is here. I have finally got a lockdown bar. And yes, my arcade control panel is greatly reduced from 30 to almost 40 buttons down to significantly less. And yes, it is only a one-player controller now. I have two sticks, but I only have buttons for one player. Basically the equivalent of one Xbox 360 gamepad. But, so you have your 8 buttons and your back and your start, your left stick, which is actually the D-pad, and the right stick, which I've actually just wired in to each of these first 4 buttons, which works perfect for MAME or other certain games. Why do I have a second stick, you ask? Well, first of all, for all those dual stick MAME games, but also it's actually kind of cool for pinball, because a lot of the games, well, not a lot of games, but some games like the Getaway, you can use that for shifting gears, or for Data East Star Wars, you can use it for also ice cold beer. You want to have 2 sticks for that, or just lots of neat little oddities like that. But you can also use it, because I wired it in now, if you pull down on it, that's actually the same as your launch button. So you can kind of do a pull down and then release. Or if you push it up, that's the same as the fire button, which, if you'll notice, yes, you're seeing correctly, I have 2 fire buttons that are flashing. Now, why do I have 2? Well, honestly, I was going to have a central fire button like I did before, but I wanted to have the blower fan built in so that it blows air out through this not so pretty right now hole that I have here, so that while you're playing, it'll blow the air right up into your face, and it's perfectly positioned for that. It's much better than when I had it down here, so that, yeah, it worked great, but sometimes, it only blew up into your crotch, which is... it might be great for strip poker games, but anything else, I don't know, man. So I find this to be much better here, way more fun. And so for the fire button, I was going to originally have just one here, and then I was going to have another button over here, but I honestly had no idea what to put there. So I said, screw it. I'm just going to, for now at least, put 2 fire buttons in there. So that way, if you're left-handed, you can smack her. If you're right-handed, you can smack her. Whichever way you want to do it. So that way, you're not reaching over the sticks. You have easy accessibility, and I don't know, it has nice symmetry. It just works out well. So I don't know. That's how I wanted to do things. So see, if you want to do it left-handed, and oh, I forgot. Yeah, you get the awesome lightsaber MX LEDs that I built into this table. And if you hit the other button, and there you go. So you got your choice there, boys. Yeah, all right. And one other thing, I guess I'll turn the lights off a little bit here. And if you want to have the option, you can just flick a switch and turn the lights on, and there you go. You got lights for your buttons. And I was originally going to have all white here, but I don't have enough white LEDs, so I decided to put the colors in anyway, because this is what they actually are for the controls, your A, B, X, Y, and that's the actual colors for PC gaming controls. So it actually works out well that way anyway. It's not, super, gaudy or super crazy rainbow colors or whatever like that. And I don't know, I think that works out well. And yeah, so finally, I've joined the Lockdown Bar Club. So all I could say is, if you're ever going to get into this hobby, guys, the very first thing you buy, if you're going to do like a full-size or a mid-size cab, get yourself pinball legs, get yourself a lockdown bar, and whatever method you're going to use to lock it down, get yourself a plunger. Those are the 3 whatever. Those are the things, you buy those before you buy anything else. Just start with those. That way when you build your cab, you're going to have those basics good to go, and everything else will kind of fall into place after that. Highly recommend you do it that way. So yeah, this is my new crazy setup. I never do things normal, guys. You should know that by now. So the only thing I can't figure out is, you can see I just got a hole here, right? So I got to figure out, what am I going to put in here? I don't know what I'm going to... Yeah, and that's just a temporary trim piece I got there, because I'm still figuring out if I even want to use that either. So... yeah, I don't know if I'm going to, put like a little vent there piece, or, or if I'm going to try putting, I don't know, something like this on there with something in the middle. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. I went to everywhere trying to see if I could find something that, looked like a nice vent that was built in, that had a little flap, like those ashtray, things you can get for your car. But yeah, I couldn't find anything, guys. So this is what I'm working with. So yeah. So for now, that's what I'll be using. So that's my crazy new upgraded control panel for Pincadia here, guys. And yes, I know the purists will be like, God damn it, why didn't you get rid of those sticks and buttons and have only a single button on there? Well, you know what? Having one single button on there leaves a hell of a lot of unused space, and quite frankly, that looks boring, and you know what? Screw you all. I do what I want. So it is what it is, guys. So here we are. That's pretty much, you know, for the most part, with the exception of whatever I figure for event I'm going to have in my pin cab, that's pretty much what she's going to look like. The next big thing would be finally, maybe, getting some actual glass. I haven't, all this time, I've not had playfield glass either, or, you know, like I never got around to doing it, you know, and I don't know about art on the side or not. Maybe, you know, sometime, because of the nature of my job, I sometimes have to move around a lot. So, you know, it's just one of those things. And as far as this control panel, this lockdown bar actually kind of just pops out, and the control panel itself also pops out. So I actually can swap it out for a plain, boring, you know, single button with the vent for the blower fan in there, you know, but yeah, I'm not going to probably wind up, well, I mean, maybe I'll do it, but honestly, I'm just going to wind up leaving this in most of the time anyway, because I really love having that there. It's really fun, you know, especially when you have that extra stick for the pinball and the ice cold beer and all that other stuff, you know. So, yeah. So that's my rant for this this time, guys. I know it's kind of a bit of a long ranting video, you know, but I figured, you know, I'd give you a good update to where I'm at right now, because this is for the most part where I'm going to go. Not much more than this. Maybe if I get around to hooking up the tilt bob or whatever and dressing this up a little bit nicer, but for the most part, this is where she's going to be at, guys. So, you know, don't know if I'll have any more videos showing any more visuals of the cab or not, but keep an eye out for more videos. I've been working away at getting surround sound feedback working with Pinball FX 3 as a result of DOF Links and Pinup Player. And, you know, I've been working on getting the Aliens pup pack updated and getting the Future Pinball Tron Legacy pup pack finished off. Both of those with surround sound feedback. So very cool stuff. Lots of stuff going on in the community. So go to the websites. Check my channel for any Popper, Pinup Player, DOF Links updates, or just updates of things in general. So anyways, yeah, no more rambling. That's me. I'm done. See you later. See you in the next video, guys.